When Marol Kawada looks at her 3 children, she sees 3 miracles. Her first miracle, Roree, was delivered premature at 33 weeks. Robert, her second miracle, was also born premature at 33 weeks. Then, at 14 weeks pregnant with her third child, Marol would soon realize that she was in for the most challenging miracle of them all.
Going in for my checkup with Dr. McNally, I explained to him that I found a lump on my left breast. And he told me right away, I don't want you to worry about this, but let's go ahead and do a biopsy in office. May 5th, I got a call from Dr. McNally while I was at work that told me that it's not good and that I have breast cancer. I thought about my family first and foremost. You know, I have 2 young kids and a husband at home, and how it would impact my life and their lives if their mom was not around. But also in another, I had to stop and think about, okay, what do I need to do to get through this?
And Marol's the kind of person that, you know, it's kind of like, okay, so tell me about this, tell me about that, tell me the problem, what are my options, let's go from there.
Under Dr. McNally's advice, Marol's next step was to see Kapiolani surgeon Dr. Laura Peterson.
When I met with Dr. Peterson for the first time, she asked me, I need to know where you're at as far as carrying your pregnancy to term, because it's going to be dependent on what type of treatment we're going to recommend for you to do. I explained to her that this baby is wanted and that we're going to do whatever I need to do to carry my baby to term.
It was clear from the beginning that I was going to have to give her some bad news, which was that the cancer was extensive enough in her breast that she was going to need a mastectomy, and saving the breast really wasn't going to be an option for her, and that there was a good chance she was going to need chemotherapy after surgery.
At 17 weeks pregnant, Dr. Peterson performed the mastectomy. While still recovering from surgery, Marol had to prepare herself and family for the challenging road ahead on chemotherapy.
My focus was about my family and making sure that everything stayed stable for my 2 kids that I had at home. I made sure that they understood that, yes, mom is sick and mom's going to get tired, but my mindset was that I was going to beat this cancer, that it wasn't going to get the best of me, that I have 2 children at home, 1 on the way, that I needed to do whatever it takes to fight and be strong and focus on being here for the duration of their lives.
Marol had quite a aggressive breast cancer. It seemed to be growing in several different places in the breast. And that's challenging just by itself. But in addition to being pregnant, that adds multiple other layers of complexity.
Because of the complex and unique nature of Marol's case, a collection of Hawaii Pacific Health medical specialists would need to come together and collaborate to give Marol and her baby the best chance of survival.
So in her case, particularly because of the pregnancy, it was very important to involve everybody from the beginning. Very important to have her obstetrician on board, to know when the surgery was going to be, to have the maternal fetal medicine specialists on board, taking into consideration everything we could do to maximize the chances that the baby was going to be okay. And of course, the oncologist also needed to work very closely with the maternal fetal medicine team and the obstetrician to make sure that the medications chosen, we knew what effects they could have on the baby, etc.
With each successful day that Marol was pregnant, doctors would declare it a victory. Then, on September 11th, 2014, at 33 weeks, Marol would give birth to her miracle son, Michael.
Once Michael was delivered, it was a sigh of relief that he was okay, that I did my job as a mom, carrying him to term, and to see him cry and be healthy was the best present you could ever get. chemo was tasking, but it was so worth that process of having to go through each of that. And if it wasn't for me being pregnant with Michael, I wouldn't have found out that I had breast cancer. So he is definitely my blessing in disguise.
Marol's story was the ultimate in teamwork. She received her obstetric and labor and delivery care at Kapiolani Medical Center. She came to Straub for her clinic visits and for all of her cancer care. And she received her chemotherapy at Kapiolani Medical Center.
Kapiolani has saved not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times they've done miracles. And the fact that they've helped me fight cancer and beat it, you can't ask for anything more than that.